through. So the first thing I want to talk about is the turn. Now, a lot of coaches will tell you that you need to square up to the basket when you shoot the ball, meaning that all 10 toes are going to face the rim. The problem with this is it has a ton of it makes for your shoulders have a ton of tension. So when you go to release the ball above your head, it makes it really, really difficult to have that smooth one motion release that guys like Steph Curry have. So what I suggest you do, and what Steph Curry does, is you tilt your feet just slightly off to the side. So if you're looking at the three-point line here, you can tell my right foot is closer to it than my left foot. And just having this slight tilt in your feet, make it so as you bring the ball up, you're shooting hip, elbow, shoulder, and all are aligned with the basket. That's going to help you shoot the ball straighter and eliminate a lot of left to right misses. I've seen players that have been square shooters their entire life and increase their shooting percentage maybe 10 to 12% just by turning their feet immediately. So it's something that's really, really important and something that you probably want to try. So take a video of your jump shot, see what you got going on, and then kind of assess. You want to make sure that you're not turned too far or too little. So some people like a small turn, some people like a bigger turn, but where you want to be careful of is that you're not turning too much. I've seen players kind of start getting carried away and they start turning at 90 degrees, and then that makes it pretty hard to get all that power and momentum into the basketball as well. So generally you're going to want to turn your feet somewhere between, like if there was a clock on the ground, somewhere between like 11 and 10:30, somewhere in there. But each player is just a little bit different. So, as we jump into James Harden's jumper, the very first thing that I want to talk about is his feet, right? His foundation, his base. Now, a lot of players, are going to be slightly different how they kind of, set up their feet. But if you look at James Harden, when he's getting ready to shoot, most of the time he's got a nice tilt off to the side. Now, you always want to tilt to your dominant, or away from your dominant side. So if I'm a right-handed shooter, I'm going to tilt to the left. Because James Harden's a lefty, he's going to tilt to the right, just like this, right? So even if you're trying to get James Harden's form, if you're a righty, you don't want to tilt the same way as him. You want to tilt the opposite direction, right? So for the sake of demonstration, because I'm a right-handed player, I'm going to kind of do everything like I'm a righty. But keep in mind, James is going to be exact opposite, right? So with the feet, the whole key here is that number one, you're going to start a little bit more narrow than you're probably used to. And number two, you're going to tilt both feet to where they're parallel with each other. So you notice if we come in close here, we can see that my right foot is closer to the three-point line, and my left foot is further away from the three-point line. Now this is what James Harden's really good at, because what happens is, by tilting those feet, as I bring my shot up, it allows me to bring my elbow underneath the basketball, and then that way everything's in perfect alignment towards the basket. So the feet tilt, although it's something that's kind of small, minute, doesn't seem like a super big deal, actually has a massive chain reaction through your body. The very first thing you want to do is experiment with that. You might have kind of a bigger tilt like James Harden, you might have a smaller tilt, but you want to experiment and play with it and see where your tilt's going to be.
Second leading scorer in the NBA coming in. Had a historically good month of January.
Here we go. Got a rhythm now. Look at the bounce.
He's the first shooter.
How you finish?
Yeah, he's the first shooter, Chuck. You talking about, you told us.
Hey, what I like about being the first shooter, you set the tone.
Yeah.
But if your number is high enough, guys.
Highlight of All-Star Saturday night. The best shooters are here, the best players are here, and the best form. That is beautiful.
Look at his spin. Look at his spin. That's the one. even though it's your own building. I wonder if the lighting is like
Lighting,
this
yeah, the lighting
for
is
Raptors
different.
games. I mean, this is that Broadway theater lighting, and I wonder if they have that for the Raptors game.
You know what threw me off?
And like Joe Harris, he will end this event with his Moneyball rap. So hopefully he will have momentum going into that.
You know, Reg, I love watching this event, and I can tell if a guy's going to be hot. If he shoots the way he does in games, you know, if you're out here fading off one leg, you can tell that maybe that guy's not in the rhythm. Walker's getting his rhythm.
25 is Joe Harris of Brooklyn. And again, the second ranked three-point shooter in the NBA right now.
We got a high five from one of tomorrow's All-Star participant in D'Angelo Russell.
The Mountain Dew three-point contest. First up, Joe Harris.
He's a second-round pick by Cleveland to begin his NBA career. From Washington State. And then to UVA, where he followed Coach Tony Bennett, who was recruiting him to Washington State, and followed him to UVA.
Interested to see in the second round if anyone changes strategy, meaning where is that final ball rack, or what they want that ball rack with the money ball.
His Moneyball rack is the last rack for him in the short corner. But you see how straight he's showing versus the arc that Dirk has?
Yes.
I mean, it's almost like a line drive for Joe Harris. Same result, though.
Rich, you actually get tired in the second round from the first round, or if you're going to get tired, it's the first one.
And on top of that, we had 3 rounds. We did it. Not 2. I'm not making excuses, but
Oh, 26.